Welcome to another episode of AirSculpt TV. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be here with Danielle shortly. We're going to be calling her to talk to her about her AirSculpt experience on her arms. So let's connect and we'll interview her.
Hi, Don.
Hi, how's it going?
Very well. How are you?
Great, thank you. Long time no see. I
I
love
know.
your before. I just saw your before and afters. They look great.
Thank you. All thanks to you.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I'm really happy with your results. You've been in the news a lot lately, I see too.
Just a little bit. I guess self-inflicted.
Well, that's okay. I think I remember talking to you about your company, Dune, and so now you're going to have more
Dude,
time
it's
for that.
done.
Oh, it's done?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes more sense because I was wondering, like, done, like wearing clothes, right?
Yeah, there
Okay,
you
that
go.
makes sense. All right, now I know. So, anyway, it's been 2 months since you had AirSculpt on your arms.
Yes.
Our goal was for you to be wearing exactly what you're wearing, which is a tank top. And here you are 2 months later. What was the last time you wore tank tops before AirSculpt?
I wore them, but I usually wore like a blazer or, a button up on top of it just to like feel better.
Okay. So what was the last time you wore a tank top with no
Really?
blazer? Yeah.
High school?
Okay, and you're in your early 30s, and the last time was high school. So this is transformative.
Yeah, I mean, I've worn them, but I've never felt great in them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just to be able to go out and feel comfortable just like this was not a thing.
That's
So,
wonderful. I'm so happy. Now, how much downtime did you have after AirSculpt?
I mean, how do we define downtime? So, I was in the compression garment for 2 weeks. I think that at most that was considered downtime.
But when could, like the next day, what could you not do?
I mean, I was back to work the next day. I was back to work 2 hours later.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people don't realize about AirSculpt is you get a transformative, dramatic result like you see here, and your life is normal the next day.
Yeah, that was pretty great. Just to be able to go back to work, be myself, have conversations, like not feel like I'm, I guess, bedridden or that I can't go out and still have a meal. I mean, I think I had dinner. I mean, I had dinner by myself that night in Miami, and I was just like, yeah, whatever. Like I just felt normal, completely normal afterward.
That's wonderful. And I remember before your procedure, you were worried about like loose skin or flabbiness. How has that worked out for you?
It was, I mean, obviously those things, like the questions that you ask, something that you always think about, but like I haven't thought about it since. It's non-existent. It's not a thing.
We're going to show your rear view mirror shot. Let's show this.
Ah!
You see how, I mean, guys, that is called shrinking the skin. That is skin tightening and fat removal at the same time, which is what's so special about AirSculpt, not to mention you're awake and the next day you can do pretty much whatever you want. So,
exactly. And
yeah.
you didn't even do like the extra tightening thing.
No, you didn't need it. You
Yeah.
didn't need it. We have the AirSculpt Plus for people with extra loose skin. She didn't have AirSculpt Plus. She didn't need it. And look at the back view.
Yeah.
It's a straight line. You have no flabbiness at all.
Yeah,
and it's only been
exciting.
2 months.
Yeah.
Your result is going to get better. In a month from now, your arms are going to be more dramatic. They're going to get smaller.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it too. Let's see. And a lot of people are asking about, like, what was your AirSculpt experience like? Did it hurt? Was it uncomfortable? What would you tell people who are nervous?
That I too was very nervous. I had a conversation with you, a conversation with Kristen Doty. I was texting with her the night before the procedure because I was so nervous because I was like, you don't really know what to expect until you actually get there. But once I was in the room with your staff and then you, I mean, we were listening to Taylor Swift. We were talking about Summer House. I think I watched you do the whole thing, which I thought was, to be so nervous beforehand and then just to be like laughing with you and then watching as, the fat is being taken out. What a turnaround that was. So I think it was fun, which is so weird to say about any sort of procedure, but I had a good time.
That's one of my goals when I created AirSculpt was to actually have the most pleasant experience you could ever have at the doctor's office. Really. And
Nailed
I
it.
had fun with you. We had a great conversation. It was like having a drink with you at a bar, basically.
Yes. So tell me about Summer House.
Yeah.
Why'd you do it?
So I mean, I'm so glad that this has gone so well. And people keep saying, well, did it hurt?
The procedure, no, no, didn't feel a thing. That's why I was watching it. I just thought it was cool at the end of the day. It didn't hurt. I would say afterward, there was like that slight numbness, which we texted about. And then I talked to your nurses about just like getting in and out of the garment. There was just some uncomfortability. I wouldn't say it was painful. It definitely wasn't painful during, and it wasn't painful afterward. It was just uncomfortable, that uncomfortable feeling that you got something done, but like there was nothing that actually hurt. It was more just like a numbness, a soreness.
For those people who haven't had AirSculpt who might be watching, we put you in a Spanx-like garment to kind of we put this numbing solution in you, and we use it actually to help get the numbing solution out. So you leak for about 12 hours or so. You leak this saline solution, and the sooner you get that out, the sooner you look great. I mean, you took your first shower, I think, 2 days after.
Yeah,
and
that was fine.
And you looked in the mirror when you took it off the first time, and what did you see?
I knew I was supposed to get my compression garment on like super quickly, but I took some time. I took some time to check out my arms.
And how did
it was awesome.
look?
It was insane. I was just like, I can't believe that this is my arm.
I know.
So
I love that. And you want to show people watching one of your scars? Let me see. I haven't seen you in a while. So
look.
So that what you see there, guys, is a normal scar for 2 months. It's 2 millimeters. It looks like like a pimple or something.
Yeah, it does.
And that should go away 100%. It'll take a few months, but that looks absolutely perfect for 2 months. So my goal here is 0 scar. Not a small scar, no scar. Scarring, a lot of scarring depends on your genetics and skin tone, but for Danielle, what I see here is exactly what it should be for 2 months.
Nice. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
I'm
pretty much not there.
Okay. Now let's talk about this. What else have people been asking you about your AirSculpt procedure that we could talk about here today?
A lot of it has been, is it actually virtually painless, which we discussed. And again, most of what I say is absolutely, but I think what you guys are getting at is that slight uncomfortability, the numbness, like the immediately afterwards. But overall, I would say I did not experience pain. I've experienced more pain the day after going to the gym for a little bit.
I love that.
So I would say this was way less painful than me trying to do berries. But other questions are about the cost and, is it worth the cost? Do certain like procedures cost more than others? I know I have some friends or that want to do like the kind of the neck area and then as well as the stomach. So I can only speak on the arms, but if we can shed more light on the neck area or the stomach.
First of all, the neck area happens to be my favorite area. And why is it my favorite area? It's because it makes the biggest difference in people's lives. When you're on camera like this, or you're just looking in the mirror, or you're getting a haircut and you're confronted with your chin fat. And it's
didn't I also ask you about it when I was in the chair? I was like, do you think I need?
And I said, hell no. And I stick to that. So part of AirSculpt is actually saying no. So I encourage all of our surgeons to say no as much as they say yes, because we only want to do things where you're going to have a dramatic result that you're going to love, right? And anyway, everything here is awake. I love chin, again, because it just gives people such a boost in their self-esteem. Arms are actually one of the more painful areas, to tell you the truth. Yeah, because arms are very sensitive. You have a lot of nerve endings and stuff, like especially around your armpit and the inside of your arm. So arms are one of the harder areas. Everything is one and done. So there's no sessions. Like, you came, you were there for 45 minutes, your arm fat is gone, and that's it. It's permanent, and we tighten your skin. And she didn't have AirSculpt Plus, but tummy is also a wonderful area to do because it's one of those areas where if your tummy's fat and you feel like you just can't get your tummy where it wants to be, it makes you feel bad about yourself, And I want people to feel comfortable in their own skin. The most common area we do at AirSculpt is the tummy and love handle area. And it's great for tightening skin at the same time. So, and then about the money, the reason we don't have like a price list on the web is because it just depends on what areas you want done and how much fat there is in each area. It depends if you want AirSculpt Plus or a fat transfer. And so we need to know all that stuff. It really comes down to the longer your procedure is going to take, the more it costs. The shorter, the less it costs. Chin is much less expensive than tummy, for example.
Time is money.
Yeah,
but it's
time is
I do
money.
I do think, in the grand scheme of things, it is, it's a higher price point, but with so much, I guess, reward. I compare it to how many gym sessions you've already have on your belt, how many times you've changed your diet, your grocery list, everything that you put in. So all of these areas, at least for me, that it was stubborn as hell and hard to get rid of. Yeah, it feels like it's a lot of money, but when you really consider how much you're spending on everything all in, taking care of this area is really going to reward you. It's almost like an investment it's an investment.
It's an investment. It's an investment in yourself. And, I think that I've just seen so many people's lives transformed by it. And the reason that it costs, I wouldn't say it's that expensive. It's not that expensive compared to a lot of other things.
Right.
But the reason it costs money is because it takes time. Doesn't take 2 minutes like a shot of Botox does, and it's done by real surgeons that are artists that specialize in just doing this. And that's something really, really special here is this is all we do. When we do it, I feel like we have the closest thing there is to a shrink ray, So you get AirSculpt, you're good. You're taken care of. So anyway,
I was very impressed.
I'm glad you were. Thank you. Let's see. What else am I missing here, guys? What am I missing, Danielle?
Want to talk about The Office?
Sure. Okay.
That was kind of my favorite part. That's why I want to talk about it. So my favorite part was the fact that, because I think I joked about it with you even, such a true crime kind of girl that I like immediately, and a New Yorker, so I immediately think the worst thing when you go into a doctor's office, like, is this where I'm going to go to die? Like, is this where it's going to all like, and I walked into your office and I was just like, oh my God, this feels like a spa or like a 5-star resort. And I was like, okay, I'm in good hands. I need to stop freaking out. And then your staff was just so lovely. Like, I loved the nurses. They just completely put me at ease. So I think that for a lot of people, there's that kind of like personal touch where you just don't feel like a transaction. You feel like a real human when you walk in. And I think that was really special because I felt like I was being completely taken care of from the very beginning, consultation stage, all the way through to like the nurse's hotline where I could just text anything and everything just in case.
That's wonderful. I love that. And at AirSculpt, you can always text your surgeon too, which you texted me. And, I love that. I want to know how my patients are doing. Part of our whole experience, by the way, is the nurses being involved in the procedure and with you and creating that bond so that you're not shy and you can ask them, gee whiz, what do I do about this or whatever. Like,
I asked every question under the sun.
That's great. And I'm so happy you had a great experience. You had the perfect standard AirSculpt procedure experience, and it's great to show that to other people. And I want everyone to know that every patient we see, we're absolutely honored that you're giving us the privilege of treating your body. You can only do this right once.
Right.
And we want to do it right the first time and let you move on with your life.
Yes, and I feel great. I mean, I'm so glad because like it took a second to get back into the gym. But now I feel like this extra motivation because I see it improving as we go along, which is kind of crazy. You think the best results are in the very beginning, but this is kind of the opposite. It just keeps getting better.
You're going to see a month from now, you're actually going to look significantly better than right now. One more thing that we want to go over is for anyone out there debating whether to get AirSculpt or not, what is your candid advice?
Get the consultation. I think that I was very much on the fence, and I think that the reason why my fans kind of gravitate towards me is because I am relatable and I don't do these things just because. I was really on the fence before going into this. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it. And then immediately after meeting you, talking to some other folks at AirSculpt, I was just like, okay, this is a no-brainer. I can't believe I was like so, apprehensive at first, but ask all the questions, do the consultation. I guarantee you're going to feel much better after seeing the person and talking to the person who's going to be doing it. Again, because they're real people, they give a shit, they care about you, and they're not going to just sell you something that you don't need. I think that is the biggest thing.
That's true. We want to under-promise and over-deliver, and we want to do the areas that are going to make a real difference in someone's body image and life, and just make people comfortable in their own skin. Yeah. Another thing people are asking that when we do arms, a lot of people ask, "Do you need to get a massage afterwards?" And the answer is no. We don't. You didn't get massages, as far as I know.
Nope.
We do not encourage massages. That is old school lipo stuff. This isn't lipo. It's AirSculpt.
You only recommended going for walks and like just keeping, just movement.
Walks. Definitely walks. Walks are great. Another thing is people want to know if you can do the armpit area. A lot of times we do that with the arms. A lot of times we do the back fat with the arms. But Danielle's in really great shape, and she had a isolated problem area on her arms that we fixed.
Well, you did give me kind of like a tricep.
I did. Oh, let's flex your tricep.
Yeah, like look at that.
That's called a horseshoe. I love that. Good job.
You did that for me.
Yeah, I remember that. We actually used the marker and created.
I was like, okay, yeah, do it.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, good. I'm happy. And another last thing is people ask about fat transfers. At AirSculpt, you can take fat from anywhere in your body and transfer it pretty much wherever, anywhere from the face to the breast to the butt. We do hip flip to get rid of hip dips. We do the hands. Wherever you need that fat, we can put it, and it's part of what we do. But she didn't have a fat transfer.
No, but I saw in the office, there was like videos like in the carousel about the hip flip. I was astonished at the result. I was like, that's real? Yeah. So I was, that's a cool one.
It is a cool one. It is a beautiful procedure. It really transforms people where I'm like, wow, that's a good after picture.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, great stuff.
Okay. Hey, thank you so much for doing this with us. Thanks for being candid about your experience and your results and going through this with us. We really appreciate it. It's very humbling, and good luck with Dawn.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
And
I really quickly just want to invite anyone who is still on the fence, please DM me. A lot of people have already, and if you just want something more personal from me or just want to hear it from me directly, that's not on like a live, feel free to DM me directly, and I'll give you all of the feedback because I really love the experience. So thanks, Doc.
That's so sweet. Thank you, Danielle. We appreciate it. And, please text me your arms in a month. I want to see how they even look better.
Absolutely will do.
Okay, take care. Thank you. And thanks, everyone, for watching another episode of AirSculpt TV.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.